A wedding is for a day, but a marriage is for a lifetime. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ask Father Binh. I want to follow up on a question a few weeks ago, and the question was about whether a Catholic should attend a fallen away Catholic wedding, especially when that wedding is taking place outside of a Catholic church or without the church's approval. And so today I want to address the question, how do you go about getting married in the Catholic Church? Okay, so let us just kind of reflect on what marriage is in the Catholic Church. So, marriage is a covenant or a promise between two mature adults, a man and a woman, promising to love and honor each other for the rest of their lives. And so, this is a very serious commitment. We consider that as a vocation, a life calling in the church. And so, there needs to be some preparation for this life-changing and important event. And so first, the church asks that the couple come in to start the preparation, to see the priest at least 6 months in advance, okay? And so when you sit down with the priest or the deacon has a number of questions for you. We call this the prenuptial investigation, to see if marriage is a vocation for you and whether you are ready to move forward. And so some of the questions include questions about impediments, to see if you have any obstacles that would hinder you from being married in the church, like if you are intending to marry your relative, right, in the bloodline, or if you were a former priest, religious, who also have a vow. So those are the kinds of questions that we have to ask to see that if you have any obstacles or impediments. A common impediment is somebody who has been married before, especially married in the church, and then they've been divorced and now they want to remarry. So we have to have a annulment before a person can be married in the church in that case, okay? And so during the interview, there are other documents that you need to submit, like your sacramental records, to see that if you are baptized or not, or fully initiated, confirmed or not. And then we also need a witness to state that you are free to marry, that you've never been married before. This is in case where people coming from different country and you don't know who they are, whether they have a previous life and family or not. So that testimony is very important. And then you would attend a marriage encounter class or sessions that helps you understand the full meaning of marriage and the responsibilities that you have. Also, this is a time for prayer and reflection to get to know the other person deeply, because this is the person that you will be promising to live and to honor for the rest of your lives. And so that is why the 6 months, a minimum of 6 months of preparation is required by church law. And only after the meeting with the priest, where there are no impediments for you to proceed, should you reserve a reception venue, okay? A lot of couples get excited when they think about getting married. That's the first thing they do. They go out and reserve a reception, not knowing that you need to have at least 6 months, before the wedding. Celebration can happen in the Catholic Church. And sometimes, there are other reasons that might delay your date. I think we need to kind of mention a little bit about the difference between a marriage and a wedding. And sometimes also, when you think of preparing for your marriage, sometimes you just think of a wedding, a celebration. You want it to be perfect. And so you think about the ceremony part, the ritual part. And of course, when we talk about the wedding, we refer to the wedding day, right? And so you want perfect dress and decoration and music and everything. That's important. But again, the church wants you to first focus on preparing for the marriage, and then the wedding, which is the day of the celebration. And that's important too, so we don't want to downplay that. And so make sure that, you choose the venue and the wedding day after speaking to a priest or a deacon There's a very, I think, important saying, a wise saying that a wedding is for a day, but a marriage is for a lifetime. So you want to devote your attention and resource to preparing for the marriage, which should last your whole life. It's a celebration, not only for a day, but for the rest of your life. I just want you to consider, why do you want to be married in the Catholic Church? Besides doing what your parents did or seeing, what you see on TV, a beautiful mass celebration. But I hope you understand that marriage is a first of all a vocation, a call from God. It is a gift from God also. It is a celebration not only between two people who love each other, but it is a celebration of God's love. We want to celebrate and share God's love. And so marriage is not, a ceremony, a celebration between a man and a woman who are in love, but also with the family and the community. And you share that publicly in this beautiful celebration to glorify God, first of all, to give thanks to God for this blessing, but also for the community to witness this awesome promise and gift that the young couple give to one another, their promise to love and cherish each other for the rest of their lives, and that they're living that gift joyfully and with responsibilities and with a commitment not only to themselves, but, to their children and to their family. And I hope you think about that as to why marriage should be, especially for Catholics, should be celebrated in the Catholic Church. And so I hope this is helpful, and always talk to a priest if you have any question. And so please continue to submit your questions, and I look forward to responding to you. Okay? Bye-bye.